Hi guys, NAMM 2019. We're with JC from Gibson, and yeah, tell us about everything. I mean, there are lots of rumors about Gibson. Just give us
about everything. Well, for starters, you know, I think everyone knows we went on a little bit of an obstacle course.
Rough times there.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you have to go through that to understand the true opportunity you have. And I think today we can see that opportunity at Gibson clearer than ever. The past is the past. We're through the obstacle course, and we showed up here at NAMM. I mean, really ready for the future. And by doing that, we went to the past. We said, okay, for 125 years, we've been creating, shaping, owning sound through our amazing guitars. And so for every generation...
I mean, Gibson was building like a legacy of instruments. It was like iconic American guitar builders.
Yeah. So the challenge I have as the new guys, people say, hey, whatever you do, go back to what made you famous, but what's new? Right. You know, so it's a good challenge. And so you're going to hear a little bit from Cesar about what we really did. But we said, let's make classics again. Let's, for the contemporary guitar player who wants a little modern, something a little bit different, we can bring that too in our contemporary range. And then we end up with a vision that says, how can we really become the most relevant, the most played, and the most loved music instrument again. And I think once you see the guitars we're making, from custom shop down to here, and once you see the fans are so excited about Gibson right now, I think the future looks bright.
Was it like getting a step out and looking back on your legacy, everything you got, and the mic, and just take, okay, what made us famous, what made us great, and let's build it again?
Yeah, I think so. In my previous life before I joined Gibson, I was two things. I was a musician, and I was the president of Levi's.
I knew.
So Levi's is such an iconic brand, and what we did there was we took the best from the past, but we also found new ways forward. And I know this, in Germany, Levi's is really hot right now.
Yeah, they are.
You know, and so I think there's a really good sort of parallel. You have to really celebrate and leverage your iconic past, but lean into the next generation, innovate, collaborate, be creative, and take some bold moves. But you can't be novelty. You have to be innovative, and that's the difference. So we're not a novelty brand at Gibson. We're an innovator, and we're gonna do that.
So don't negotiate the past, but look into the future.
Yeah, and I can tell you, man, the team here, of the many things we make amazing guitars. I'm proud of our guitars. I'm proud of, you know, our customers and our dealers, but I'm most proud of the team. The team have been working so hard to say, we've been waiting for this moment for the new era of Gibson. So, hey, JC, can we do it? And I said, yeah, we can.
Let's go. JC, thank you.
Cool, man. To all my friends in Germany around, cheers, and we'll see you sometime soon, man.
JC from Gibson.
Cool. See you, man.
See you. Bye.
Thanks, man.
So here we are with Cesar, who's kind of responsible for all the guitars in the back. Cesar, hello.
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Tell us something about the new, these classy-looking guitars.
Yeah, you know, what we've heard loudly over the last really several years as a Gibson fan, not just since we bought the company and we took over, was that people were asking for those iconic models to come back. And so what we've done with our product line is we really looked at how do we leverage our iconic past and that sort of that heritage and that DNA and bring those guitars back, the Les Paul Standard, the Les Paul Special in TV Yellow, the Junior Tobacco Burst, the SG61 with historical specs, with the Maestro Vibrola, with the Sideways. Bring that portfolio of classics back and make them accurate. Right?
So just bring those old times in the future,
that's right? Everybody loves that, and that's such a big part of our DNA.
Well, I mean, everybody loves old Les Pauls, so why don't build them like the old way?
Yeah, I mean, I think if I asked you or anyone here, please draw the Les Paul Standard.
Yeah, no problem.
What would you draw, right? Yeah. It would be this.
Yeah, maybe with that color, but...
I mean, yeah, and you can, you know, the fades and the colors, and we have the different color schemes where it's the Heritage Cherry Burst or the Tobacco Burst or the Gold Top. We brought those back. And then what we've done is, looking back 125 years of learning experience with a lot of testing, we then took all of that and said, all right, now let's go 125 years forward and bring a line of more contemporary guitars with different solutions for players, but not stuff that we think is great. It's stuff that all of our artists and our fans were saying, this is what we think is great.
That's what Gibson is?
Yeah, and that's what we brought. If you think about Gibson in the 50s and the 60s, there was true innovation going on, but they were doing it testing. You know, when Ted McCarty develops the original Les Paul, even before Les, he tested. He gave it to musicians. He gave it to Tony Mottola, who was touring with Frank Sinatra.
It was like really tested by musicians.
By musicians, and that's what we're gonna do. You know, I gave the first prototype of the first new Les Paul standard to Slash, and I was in his studio, and I gave him the guitar, and he looked at it and was like, "This is a custom shop guitar." I was like, "No, it's our USA Nick core line," and he was like, "Can I keep it?" And so he rehearsed with it. And that guitar is today on stage on tour with him. That guitar.
It's kind of Slash approved.
Right. So, but I can give you 100 examples of artists that we've worked with to really get it right. Cool. And it's all about getting it right.
So let's take a deeper look at maybe the 59.
You want to look at that?
Yeah.
So this is a 60th anniversary. So this is a 60th anniversary Les Paul 59 reissue. This one in particular is a custom shop 59 reissue, where we go to another level in terms of historical accurateness, both in terms of specs and in terms of the electronics and sound.
Okay.
So we've made some changes to the capacitors inside for getting the right amount of audio taper. We've blueprinted many of original bursts entirely to go back to the right feel, the right neck, the right profile, the right aging.
So is it a kind of mix of old Les Pauls, of specs, or it's just a model after one particular model?
No, the thing about the original bursts is they're all different. Right. You know, back in the 50s, we didn't have the technology we have today to get everything consistent. That's why you see them, you know, all feel and sound a little different. And so what we've done is, based on all the blueprints that we were able to gather, we kind of found what the most consistent one was, and that's what we're reissuing. And actually, what we've done is then we made new prototypes, we gave them to artists, we gave them to some of the largest collectors in the world that have originals. And we
to compare them with the old ones? Yeah.
And so we've gathered all that feedback, and I truly believe that today Custom Shop is making the most historically accurate instruments at every year that the Custom Shop has ever made.
Cool. So,
and it's the 60th anniversary of the burst, of the 59 burst.
So maybe we can get over to a standard line model?
You want me to show you that?
Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, now we're in the open room from Gibson with a new standard line. Yep. Tell us.
Yeah, so this is part of our USA line, not the Custom Shop. So this is our new Les Paul standard, all historically accurate in the terms of in the way the guitar is built, but built as a new guitar. This one in particular is the standard with 50. We call it 50 spec. Yeah. So we have the original vintage tuners. It's like a 50s feel.
It's a wider neck.
It's a wider neck profile. We also make the standard 60s feel, which is more slim, the slim taper profile. But this one is the 50s feel with the original sort of looking volume and tone knobs.
Right.
Burst buckers with Alnico 2s. And it's not chambered. There's no weight relief on this, if you can feel it.
Yeah.
Cool. This one in particular, I mean, my best guess is probably like 8.5 pounds. And on the back, we have the orange drop capacitors with the 500K pots and the audio taper, all hand-wired.
But it's different than the Custom Shop, right?
It's different than the Custom Shop in that it's just a brand new guitar, gloss finish. Okay. And we don't say that this needs to be a 59 or a 58 or whatever. That's a Custom Shop that will make exact replicas of every year, aged, and so on and so forth.
So this is like a new guitar built after the specs of the 50s.
We've got chrome parts instead of nickel parts, but this is a 50s recreation. And then we have a 60s recreation, which has the reflector knobs and the slim taper and the Alnico 5s and the Grovers instead of this.
Cool. So I think that was the core. I think that's the thing.
That was core line.
Yeah, that's Gibson.
That's our core line.
Thanks. Cesar. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.